Hi, welcome to Solution Sunday. Today we're going to do a little demo on one of our newest products. This is our salad cutting bowl. It is something that you can put things together without cutting them up ahead of time and take it with you and cut it when you arrive at work for lunch or if you're going to someone's house. Often there are things that you don't want to cut ahead of time. You want to make sure that they are cut at the last minute, and this gives you that opportunity. It comes, as you can see, like this. You've got your lid. This is a combo condiment holder and cutting board. Here's your cutting board. This is our salad, what is it called? Condiment container with lid. So this is for probably your wetter condiments and also your salad dressings. You can put that in there. You put the lid on it, and you'll notice inside here there's a little notch. I don't know if you can see it very well. There's a little notch, and there's the little lip on the edge of the lid. So you're always going to know which one of these two triangles to put this in because it's the one that's going to has the notch in it. There's a place in here for silverware or plasticware that you want to take with you. It has a colander, which is going to double as our cutting guide, and the bowl. As you can see, lots of pieces and they all snap together. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you really quickly how to use it. This, as a colander, you would rinse your produce that needs to be washed, shake it off. When you open this up, if you do have things in here, you're going to want to take them off, stick them in the bowl for now. Then you're going to take out your condiment container and you're going to flip this over because you're going to want to use the cutting side. And the side of our colander has little V notches, and it's really hard to see, but inside the rim here there are also little notches. So you're going to place this on top and you're going to kind of turn it until you get to a spot where you hear it click. It's not that it's clicking necessarily, it's just those notches are matching up, and you can see it's a little harder to turn. It's not free moving anymore. You're going to flip it over, and you're going to take a blade. This is similar to our close and cut. You're going to need something that has a 7-inch blade or longer. So this is our coated chef's knife. You can also purchase this salad cutting bowl with the knife as a set. So you can buy the bowl by itself or you can buy it as a set with the knife. Oop. You're going to put all your ingredients in. One of the things they tell you is if you have larger things or round hard things like apples or carrots or what was the other thing they listed? Cucumbers, firm things. You're going to want to cut them in half. Even your romaine lettuce, if you've taken like a chunk of it, you're going to want to cut it so that you just have it loose. I'm using iceberg today because that's what I had. And then I'm adding some deli meat. You don't always have to have real turkey. You can use these. This will work as well. So I'm going to add one more slice. You're going to put your meats and your firmer things on the top so that when you flip it over, it's closest to the cutting board. And then you're going to just take your knife and you're going to cut. The cutting is going to be as much or as little as you want. You're going to pick this up and turn it in just a minute. As always, even though we have the cutting guide, you're going to want to make sure you keep your hands out of the way. And at this point, you can always turn this around to finish cutting this direction. Now here's the tricky part. My teammates and I, we did this. Excuse me. My teammates and I did this. And we found that we had to pay attention to when we pick this up, you just lift it slightly. You're not going to pick it all the way up because you don't want all the food to roll out, but you want to lift it up off the notches. Then you're going to turn it 90 degrees. And one of the things you're going to notice is you're going to have to, depending on what you have in here, you're going to want to shake it just a little bit, because, there we go, till it locks in place again. What happens is if you have it packed really full, which you're not really supposed to pack it beyond the cutting area, the food will move with the colander when you turn it. So you're going to have to kind of do a little jiggle as you go to make sure that you're just turning the colander. You don't want to be turning the food as well, because it's going to defeat the purpose. You're just going to be cutting in the same space. So I have the colander turned 90 degrees and back into the notches. So then I'm going to cut again. And depending on what you have in here and how small you want your pieces, you can do this again. And you can just keep turning and cutting until you have the desired size of your pieces. This actually is probably cut a little bit more than what I usually do for iceberg. But once you're done, you're going to carefully flip it over. You're going to hang on to your colander and lid together. And then you're going to take the lid off. And you can see some of the meat stuck. But you can see that it's cut. It's all chopped up already. So you've got your pieces, which is pretty cool. And then you just carefully pour it into the bowl. Now, if you were going to take this somewhere and you wanted to pre-chop it, which you're absolutely, you can do that, you're going to keep it just like it was in the colander and set the colander back in the bowl, then put your lid on and take it with you. You wouldn't dump it into the bowl until you were ready to eat it. This way, you've got a little bit of an air gap. It was a little hard to see, but this does not sit flush with the bottom of the bowl. So when you have some of the products produce that we cut, sometimes you need to have air under there. If it sits, there are certain lettuces that when they sit right against something, they start to turn brown. And if you want to avoid that, you can just keep it in the colander, let a little bit of that air flow on it, and keep it nice and crisp until you're going to use it. Then you take your salad dressing, add the toppings that you had in your condiment containers, and then eat away. So I hope this was informative. This is one of our cool new tools. You can see, and so I'm using my fingers, but you can see it chopped it up really nicely, and you just use your fork to toss it. Anything? So I think that's it for today's Solution Sunday. Sorry to be so brief. If you have any questions about this particular product, please post and let me know. I am happy to answer any questions. If you have any ideas for what we can talk about next week on Solution Sunday, let me know. I am happy to help you with your kitchen challenges. Thanks again, and thanks for joining me.